Hi, I'm Amy McLean with Cablefax, and we're here today interviewing some of our Cablefax 100 honorees. And I'm here with Rocco Commisso, the CEO, chairman, and founder of Mediacom Communications. Hi, Rocco.
Hi, Amy.
Well, I know that this is a big year for Mediacom, which is, I feel like, a child probably for you. It's the 20th anniversary. Looking back over those 20 years, are there anything that you're especially proud of?
Well, look, there's a lot to be proud when you start with nothing, you build the little company that we are. Maybe not so little anymore, given all the transactions that are happening. I was told by someone that I just have to wait a few days to become the 5th largest company in the U.S. without cable company in the U.S. and not having done any transactions in the last 15 years. So what am I proud of? We started in the basement of my house. My son was the first one that helped me, teaching me how to do faxes, how to type, how to operate the computer, and so on. And today, we have a company with 4,600 employees. I call them 13,000 members because they all have husbands, wives, and kids. And but included in the company is my wife, who happens to be here, my sister Italia, my son, who works at the company, and my daughter, who indirectly does work for the company also. So it's a family affair in many respects.
Well, you just came off of a very strong 2015. You had a good revenue performance. Your video losses narrowed. So is there anything we should read into 2016 based on those results?
Well, I think we might have announced that 16 is going to be even better. We got hit with big programming costs in 2013-14, and then in the first half of 15th, we did reduce the growth, the loss in video customers, and so consequently, as I speak right now, we should get in 2016 the best year-over-year growth rate in both revenues and cash flow in many years.
Let's talk a little bit about video. What is the future of the big cable video bundle with all this OTT and SVOD and skinny bundles? What do you think is going to happen?
How about if I tell you I don't know?
Well, darn it.
Because I don't control everything. I certainly don't control the flexibility that the big 6 programming companies are willing to provide me in giving the consumer what they want. All right, Amy, you have followed us for 20 years, I think you said, right, or 10 years, and you know that there's not been a louder voice than Rocco and his company when it comes to programming costs. Yet, today I was listening to the 4 commissioners. Not once did they mention programming costs as a major issue for the American consumer. They want to help the American consumer, especially the poor ones, but why don't they look at the stuff that's caused all these problems with the cable bill? We get loads of complaints, and as an industry and as a company, frankly, we don't have the greatest customer service reputation. But you know something? I know how much we work. I know what we do. I know the investments that we make in our communities, with our customers, and it's shameful on the FCC and the government to not have dealt with this huge problem a long, long time ago. So, and make sure that instead of me getting the complaint, somebody else gets the complaint, the people that are at fault.
Well, do you feel encouraged at all? I mean, the FCC is taking up the retransmission good faith test.
I'll wait to see it, okay? But we've been talking about retrans now since 2005. The last time I checked, 2016, 2005 is 11 years. What have they done in the last 11 years? Other than taking a course that used to be 0, and today, for a company at least, and for the, I would say generally for the, if we're paying $70 million a year thereabouts, right? And we represent 1% of the customer base in the U.S., that means it's a $7 billion programming hit that is just started with nothing and it's taken off crazily.
Yeah. So let's talk about consolidation. I mean, we can sort of see it here on the show floor. It's a lot quieter. Is Mediacom comfortable where you are, or do you think about acquiring someone or being acquired?
Well, look, we haven't acquired anything since 2001. The last major acquisition we have made was the AT&T acquisition, which doubled the size of the company, and we have done a pretty good job. Last time I checked, not acquiring anything, but growing organically. I don't know if you noticed, but this little company in the last 20 years, has spent $4.3 billion in our infrastructure. On top of that, we spent $3.5 billion for acquisitions, or close to, we have an $8 billion investments into our company, all right? And the last 15 years, we've been able to manage basically doing the day-to-day work without relying, on acquisition to make our numbers. We were public in 2001. Today, we're private. I'm glad I'm private. I'm very happy that I'm private. And Mediacom, frankly, has done we have done a pretty good job in the leveraging dramatically since the go private transaction. And we have the resources to go and make a significant acquisition. But at this stage of the game, until I can see the landscape clearly, from a regulatory standpoint, we're going to continue on doing what we have done in the last 15 years.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Rocco.
That's all?
That's
okay,
it.
good. Thank you. And congratulations on Cablefax.
Thank you very much. Thanks for making the list.